Hello. I haven't made a video in a while, and I guess I'm making this as a way to process some really difficult stuff that's going on. So this is actually in response to or kind of what the groups, light workers have been talking about this past summer. And I saw that it's going to be a little hard to talk about that. Let's say the demonic presence, or rather they were additional portals opened up into the 4D to let in more of the demonic presence. And this whole summer, starting from like June to now, well, we're not in August anymore, but still going on. I've had really severe attacks. When I first awakened 3 years ago, I would have attacks. But it was pretty easy to remove the entities. They would kind of slide in and I would see them and work with my higher self to remove them and target, like, because they when they come attached or in you, it's usually there's a vulnerability. Okay? So each time when they happen, I just use it to my advantage and isolate. Okay, what was the vulnerability that was there? And it helped me to isolate it and release it. Well, since the summer, not only are they like sliding in gently, kind of, they are grabbing on so tight. They're so aggressive. They're so I can feel their desperation. I can feel it's like pure, like I've never in my life thought I would experience like pure desperation or even hate, pure hate. I've experienced hatred as a human. I've experienced desperation as a human. But as a human, we're a range of emotions at the same time. So it's never like just pure one thing. With this, you can sense the fullness of that state. They grab on and it's really hard to remove them. And my higher self is telling me that, well, it's much, much more painful now to remove them because they're grabbing on. That's one. They're more desperate. But another reason why is because of all the work that we're doing and the energies coming up, our own stuff from our own subconscious is being brought up more to the surface. That's what they're latching on to. And there's more of it now. The way they explained to me that the higher you go from 3D, 4D, the higher you can take on. At the same time, you're more noticed by these beings because they're trying to stop you from keep going. So it's kind of working at the same time. And as all the stuff from my subconscious is being lifted, like fear, anger, hate, all these emotions that are still being unearthed and brought up to the surface, these beings are able to attach. And because more is being brought up to the surface, it's harder to remove them because they have more to feed on. But at the same time, using that to my advantage, I can isolate and start purging what it is that they're attached to. right now, I have one attached to my back. I have one attached. This is new. I've never experienced this before. One attached, and they all look different also. In the beginning, it would be just like they looked like shadows, like slithering. Now I've seen ones that look like bugs, like crawly, like from the movie Alien. Um, the one on my back is big. Um, yeah, so one is attached to my right hemisphere, another one's attached like here to my left, and another one to my frontal lobe. And I'm constantly sensing like others crawling around trying to get attached. So sometimes, yeah, there's another one attached to my heart right now. And like I've done some work last night, so it just feels like the attachment is like become almost partial now, maybe a little more. So it's like every night I do affirmations, like a row of affirmations. Like I am fearless. I release my victim mindset. I'm at peace, or I'm peaceful. I'm calm. I am at rest, or I'm resting. Like the victim one is big one for me. And I found out recently that the victim mindset or the victim programming is associated or connected somehow. I'm still figuring out to our Kundalini. So as I'm purging my victim programs, when I do I release my victim programs, I release my victim mindset. I'm feeling it from my Kundalini, which is like the spine, up the spine, starting from the bottom of the spine, moving up. So like that whole area is being activated on the where my butt is, where the butt is, not just my butt. So of course, also when this work is being done, all the ones that are attached, they start moving around. They start sabotaging. So like the moment I start activating my Kundalini, I see them interfering. When my third eye activates, like there's one has to like block the view. I was like, get the hell out of here. What prompted me to record this? I was just doing some work and thinking about some stuff at the same time about, I don't want to say, but this one appeared, looked different than others, and really triggered my fears. It's like they all also have their own frequencies, sensations a little bit, but they're all along the line of fear, desperation, hate, anger, those kind of, but it's still kind of, they all have their own frequency, just like the benevolent beings. They're all, even though they're all love consciousness, unity consciousness, but they all have their own signature vibration or sensation as well. Oh man. It's been crazy. Seriously, it's like, I don't know, I don't know how many weeks I'm like, I'm just done. I don't know how long this is gonna last, like, because I have still, like, for every affirmation I do, my higher self shows me how much a percentage is actually eroded from my subconscious. So let's say if I do I am love, I was just shown it's at 56%, like in to my subconscious. I am fearless. I was just shown 46. So each affirmation, they show me how much of a percentage I am for that belief. And I'm like, well, are these all these entities are gonna stay attached until I get to 100? I also think it's because like all this stuff is happening because I was also told that I am kind of at the higher edges of 4D somehow. And I have to go through this. It's not like a transition from like a smooth, nice transition from 4D to 5D. It's like I gotta make that leap because I guess there's sabotage and you just gotta purge all this crap from you in order to make it to 5D. But I was just told that I'm kind of at the higher edges of 4D and I got to go through this whole process to purge all of these negative programs to make that jump. So like I don't like the idea that I'm gonna have to keep dealing with these entities, and it's like there's more because the more the stuff is brought up to the surface, that's going to attract another entity because it's its own frequency. And I think it's also because I'm learning about different ones. Like there's more footage and more evidence coming out about the different types of negative beings. And there's so much more than what the light workers have discussed. Like I think the groups have been more focused on primarily like the reptilian ones, and a little bit talk is spent on like the cloned ones. But there's way more. There's like the whole trans agenda. That's a different entity in itself. And there's already footage coming, like being exposed for different kind of, so there is so much more out there. And I think that's what like prompted me to make this video, because I'm like, what the hell am I seeing? It's like there's more and more and more and just I keep thinking like, when is this all gonna end? But it's not the whole it's really hard to reconcile the fact that this is not about ending anything. This is actually gonna open up my eye to see everything. And I have a huge fear of seeing it. Like I can see the shadows or the colors when I close my eyes, but like this, it's absolutely a terrifying idea for me. I mean, I definitely have a past life where I was it was another planet, and it was 3D planet, and the beings looked almost like us, but their eyes were not almond shaped, they were like round. And I was like a lady that was seeing things, and I was trying to tell the village people, and they thought that I was crazy and that I was a witch, of course, and they carved out my eyes while I was alive. Yeah, causing more damage to this one. I can still feel it a little. Yeah, so I think definitely past lives, fear of seeing all that stuff. Fear of seeing them because I've dealt with them. I've dealt with reptilians. I've dealt with the other ones, some other ones, in past lives, and the damage that they've caused. So it's definitely don't want to interact or deal with them, considering all the damage that they've caused. Um, yeah, just felt like sharing. Um, let me know if you're experiencing something similar.